You are Locked On Astros Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, as I always say, if you are going to lose, you might as well lose fast, and that's exactly what the Astros did this evening, whatever it is, afternoon out in California, as they fall to the San Diego Padres, a sour end to what overall was a successful road trip because they went 4-2 on it. They just lost 2 out of 3 in San Diego against a good baseball team, a playoff team in the National League. It does not feel great on a day where your starter went out there and absolutely rolled throughout the baseball game. Hello and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. We don't have an umpire controversy to talk about today. That's good, I suppose. Last night was popping. If you missed last night's show, we were just rolling. You guys just poured into the show. The views on it have been insane, and I appreciate that. I really, really do. I know that we're not going to get to the numbers we did last night live for this because, again, no controversy. That's okay. I appreciate you guys being here, taking some time out on an earlier evening here tonight. That's right. This old man over here, I'm going to be in bed within the hour. Guaranteed. Maybe not asleep yet, but I will be in bed without a doubt. I know that's what you're worried about today, but I'm just letting you know that's what's happening with me. The Game Time app tonight, they bring you this episode. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. All right. These are the days that I think we as fans sometimes have to just acknowledge greatness. And the greatness was absolutely what Dylan Cease did today. I don't even want to sit here and say it was terrible offense. They were terrible at the plate. They put the ball in play against him. He wasn't striking out guys left and right. They hit the ball hard. I think through the first 5 innings of the game, the average exit velocity against Dylan Cease was 95 miles an hour. I'm not here to make excuses. I never am here to make excuses for anybody. I think today was one of those days you got beat. Didn't have anything to do with the fact that you didn't try or you had a terrible approach or you didn't hit the baseball hard. Dylan Cease was just awesome. Happens. It's baseball. Some days you go out there and the other guy is on top of his game and makes you just have an impossible life. I mean, the Astros only had 2 hits today. Like I mentioned, it's not like they didn't hit the baseball hard. And typically, I bring the baseball hard up because typically you hit the ball hard over time. You keep hitting the ball hard, you get hits, you get results. There's just scientific proof behind, or analytical proof behind that. Let me just look at it today and pull up the exit velocities for this game. Excuse me, the exit velocities on this game. Here's some of the Astros outs today. Jose Altuve had 108 mile per hour ground out. Niner Diaz had 107.4 mile an hour line out. Jose Altuve had 102 mile an hour ground out. Jason Hayward had 100 mile an hour ground out. Jordan, 100.2 fly out. Jordan, 99.4 ground out. John Singleton, 98.7 fly out. Hayward with a 98 mile an hour single. 97.6 mile an hour ground out for Jake Myers. 97.4 mile per hour line out for Yainer Diaz. 97.2 mile an hour fly out for Yainer Diaz. 96.6 mile per hour line out for Yordan Alvarez. That's a total. I'm just looking at 95 plus off the bat today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times the Astros hit it 95 miles an hour or more off the bat. You want to know how many of those times they got a hit in those times that I just read off? 1. How about this? I'll give you some of the expected batting averages. Yainer Diaz's line out of 107.4 had a 650 expected batting average. All the other ones are actually pretty low, which is surprising. Some of them were like around like 300s, 280s. It's because they hit them right at people. That's what it was. So again, like, I'm not even that mad. They just didn't get hits. You know? They just didn't get hits. Sometimes it just goes that way. I don't know. There's not really a problem here. I mean, we know what the problems are of this team. They are, at times, going to go out there and be a little inconsistent. Fine. But I don't think it was anything about inconsistency today. And I haven't even looked at the comments yet. But you guys in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and guess there's comments. I'm going to pull them up about the hitting coach or the team being trash. Or you guys sometimes got to take a chill pill. I love you. But sometimes you got to take a chill pill. Yeah, like, I mean, come on, man. It's all right. It's okay to just acknowledge you got beat. It's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not butterflies and rain. It's not, it's not tooting anybody's horn. If they go out there and get their butts kicked and look like crap, then I'd be mad. Like, I thought they took good at bats today. Because they hit the ball hard a lot. They just had nothing to show for it. Sometimes that happens. I'm telling you. This sport is the dumbest sport of them all. And it's like that because of stuff like today. You smoke baseballs left and right. It lands in people's gloves. It goes right to people. It is what it is. That's a really good baseball team on the other side of it. And I think that, too many people, when they look at it, forget that sometimes. That's a team that, well, I mean, first of all, they have a better record than the Astros. They've been better than the Astros this season. They have the number one offense in terms of batting average in baseball. They don't strike out a lot. And it's not like they just crushed the Astros with offense in this series. And what was the first game of this series? It was 3-1. Cool. 4-3 yesterday. And then today was tight until the end where Caleb Ort came in. Caleb Ort is the new Ryan Stanek. He does one thing. He throws the ball hard, and it's straight. And guess what big league hitters do? They hit straight fastballs. Especially when you pipe them right down the middle. It's just, that's how it goes with him if he's going to do that. I know his numbers look good this season, but he doesn't have anything special. There's a reason why he hasn't stuck in the big leagues before this. And it was a pitcher's duel all day long. All the way until that 8th inning. And one reliever had literally three pitches that went over the fence. The sky's not falling tonight, guys. I promise you. You're going to be okay. The Astros are going to be fine. They're still going to win the division. They're going to do well in the playoffs. You know why? They got a guy out there on the mound that does his thing every single time as well when he's out there every 5th day. And we'll talk about him. I guess if you're still on the ledge, I'll try to talk you off of it, which, I mean, I don't think you should be on the ledge. It's game 152 of 162. If you've been watching all year, you should know by now that these things happen. Now, if they go out tomorrow night against the Angels and get kicked around 10-2, I'll come on here and yell. I'll get mad with you. I'll take some shots. Not actual shots, but, shots at people, whatever. Today's game wasn't worth that. They got beat. They got beat by a guy who had a dominating day, a guy who's thrown a no-hitter this season, who's been an all-star in this league before, and a guy who's typically actually, I brought up the numbers last night, always done pretty well against the Astros. Promise you, it's going to be okay. Let's talk about Framber. Another great day for Framber. That's next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel. It is, of course, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Just visit FanDuel.com to download America's #1 sportsbook. One more message before we get back to our Astros discussion, and we talk about how brilliant Framber Valdez was today. Let's talk about the Game Time app. Are you looking to get into the big game? Yes, you are. The big game, the big event, sports, music, theater, whatever it is that you're looking for, the Game Time app has it right there for you with unbelievable features in this app every single time that you open it to make the process of buying tickets better. It's just absolutely fantastic. Of course, I've always liked to remind you guys that they have the all-in pricing feature, which you go into the app, you have to toggle this feature, but when you do, it shows you the entire cost right up front. That way, when you get to checkout, there's not a bunch of surprise fees. You know what all of it is right there with that all-in pricing that you toggle inside of the app. Another thing that I always love, still in 2024, I still feel like there are people out there that buy tickets and don't take a look at where these seats are and what they look like. They have the views inside of the app so you can see what it is that you're looking at from your seat view, the panoramic seat view. It is fantastic. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Locked on Astros Postcast Wednesday night. I keep thinking it's Thursday for some reason. Wednesday night edition after the Astros have lost to the San Diego Padres, a final of 4-0. They dropped 2 out of 3 to San Diego. Heading back home now, we'll take a look at the series against the Angels coming up this weekend. The team that the Astros just swept last weekend in in Anaheim. It's okay. It's in Anaheim. It's not the California Angels. I'm sorry. I just keep toggling back and forth to the comments. Okay, I'm going to put you on. No, I'm not putting that one on blast because you used a bunch of words that you shouldn't put on there. Chill out. I just don't. I don't know. I'm not gonna do the back and forth on it. So it's just, it is what it is. I appreciate you guys commenting. I'm not saying you can't say when you're frustrated or whatever, but like today, you guys are taking it to extreme on here. Some of these comments. One of these guys on here claiming that the Astros should lose out. They want them to lose out. Well, stop watching. Go find something else to do. Get another hobby. If it makes you that miserable, I'm being serious. If sports and baseball makes you that miserable, find something better for your life, something better for your mental health. I mean it. It's a game. I love it. And I'll get the anxiety. I'll get the all those feelings when the postseason gets here too, but this does not make or break my day. And I get it. I've been around. And again, if you're new to this channel, you don't know who I am or what I've done. I was on the radio, flagship station for years doing pre and post game shows. I got really close to it, and it really does. It's weird when you're around it that close and you're, involved around the players and you talk to players and it peels the curtain back for you. It takes away something from you when it comes to your fandom. And I'm not saying I'm not a fan anymore. I am. But it's just kind of different when you see the behind the curtain stuff. Not saying that it's bad. It just does. So I guess I've always, tried to find the level-headedness of it. These are two good baseball teams playing these last 3 days. And that San Diego team, that's one of those teams you look at it right now. It's September 18th. They're feeling themselves. They can put the ball in play. They can do a lot of dangerous things. That is a dangerous team in the National League right now. Very dangerous. I could absolutely see them making a run to the World Series. Like the Phillies did a couple of years ago against the Astros. Like the Diamondbacks did just last year as well. Like, all it takes, we always say it's about getting hot right there at the end and then catching that wave. And that team over there looks like one of those teams to me right now. They just beat you 2 out of 3 days. And again, like I said, these games were super close. They were tight. I know that, again, Caleb Bort today, they end up giving up 4 runs. Caleb Bort gives up 3 home runs there. In a game where it's 1-0 in October, they're not going to Caleb Bort. And then the likelihood of the Padres hitting 3 home runs in a row is minimal. And it's probably a 1-0, 2-1 game at the end of it. And then we're talking about 2-1 run or a 2-run game and 2 1-run games in this series. Those are 2 close teams. So for as down as you might feel and as mad as you might be that they lost 2 out of 3, the world is ending. Tell you that team over there is pretty good too. We'll see how October goes for both of them. Maybe they'll meet up. Hey, look, you sign me up for a 7-game series between those 2 teams. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of back and forth. Good atmospheres in both ballparks. And again, credit to the Padres and the Padres fans. I think it was sellout 56 this year of 81 that they're playing at home. I mean, that atmosphere, you could feel it through the television. It's legit. Props to them for that. It's really like those kind of things. I might not like another team. I might not like another fan base. I absolutely can appreciate that because it is hard to go through those or to get those kind of, atmospheres consistently. And they did that. Tough series. Simple as that. Just a tough series. Let's talk about Framber. We didn't get to Framber. Sorry. Got off onto a little bit of a rant there because of I wish I could find him now. There's just one guy's been in the comments today putting stuff in here that's crazy. Hey, if you're looking for this show on podcast, I'll tell you about that here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and talk Framber. Let's talk about the Angels series ahead. Big one for the Astros. They do need to go out there and perform this weekend. We'll discuss it next. For most of us that like collecting cards, the idea of spending $2 or more grand on, say, a Ken Griffey card just isn't in the cards. I love collecting, but that's some serious money to drop. Thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of their retail price. Every card that I listed was hit from last week's Arena Club slab pack drop. Arena Club is the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each card. Arena Club slab packs are revolutionizing the repack game with transparency. After your pulls are revealed, they'll immediately be placed in your showroom for safekeeping, selling, trading, or auctioning. The Arena Club grading process is accurate, fast, and transparent with a full grade rationale provided by an explanation of how our cards was scored. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you have to check out. Right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/LockedOnMLB and use code LockedOnMLB. That's arenaclub.com/LockedOnMLB, code LockedOnMLB for 10% off your first purchase. Locked On Astros Postcast for a few more minutes here on a Wednesday night as the Astros fall to the Padres, drop 2 out of 3 in the series, and now back to Houston to take on the Los Angeles Angels for final homestand of the regular season. So if you're looking to get out to Minute Maid Park one more time, better go and get before the postseason gets here, because those ticket prices are going to go up quickly. You're not going to want to pay for those, trust me. But if you do, have fun. Always have fun and be safe. Framber Valdez tonight, just wanted to tip the cap to him. He was awesome. Again, he's a tough luck loser. Guy gives up 1 run in 7 innings. 1 bad pitch to Manny Machado, who is red hot right now, by the way. He's just on one. Framber goes to 14-7. The ERA does drop to 2.85. He's going to get a lot of Cy Young votes. He's not going to win the Cy Young. He's going to get, I would imagine, Framber's going to finish top 5 in the Cy Young in the American League, which would be the second time he's done that in his career. I'm telling you, the way he's pitched, the way he's bounced back, I think the way he's handled himself as the season has really moved along, he's brought me back into the thought process of, you probably need to consider that keeping him would be good for your franchise long term. He's so good. I mean, he's your ace. He's pitching like it. And if this guy right here that they got again today, that they've had basically the entire season, shows up come postseason time, you pencil in the Astros for at least a couple of wins per series most times because of what he does. You hope the bats can find what they do and get right back into it. I can't say that I'm at an all-time high in terms of confidence with Framber right now, because that 2022 season, he 25 consecutive quality starts that year. But it's close. I feel like he's right back there. His fastball command's been great. We know how dangerous the hook can be. He's utilized the changeup at times this year. He doesn't throw it much anymore. He's still got that cutter if he wants to use that, which I don't really want him to. Just a lot of good from him. You're always going to have your concerns about the maturity, the mental side of it when he's on the mound. But when he's on it, and he's been on it, there's not many guys that are better. And he has been the leader of this staff all season long, and I'm happy for him. Because I do like the story of figuring it out. I'll never forget going into that COVID 2020 season, and he pitched in one of those inter-squad games that they broadcast on their YouTube page before they started playing their little summer camp. And he looked awful, and I was like, oh, God, they're going to do this again. They're going to run this guy out there and start him. What are they doing? Cut your losses. Move on. He came out, and he's great that year. And really, ever since then, he's been a workhorse for this franchise. And, I talk about it all the time. You have to eat innings in the big leagues. You have to have guys that can go out there and eat innings and get you through a season. And he is one of those guys. So that's why I'm, in part, sitting there looking at it and going, keeping Framber Valdez around would not be the worst thing in the world. Of course, it always matters how much the money would be. That's for the offseason to worry about. He'll be a free agent after next season, so the Astros will have to deal with that come this winter, or prepare to lose him after next season, which, the Astros are very good at losing guys. They just decide constantly, they're not going to keep anybody. The only frustrating thing about this Astros era, the only frustrating thing is their unwillingness to pay anybody. That's their own. Pay all these other guys, won't pay your own. Stupid, in my opinion. There's been a lot of players that you could have kept. And, look, it's not like it hasn't worked. They've won another World Series. They've been to multiple World Series, but yes, I am still chapped about it that they let so many guys walk out the door. And I'm hopeful that some key guys moving forward don't walk out just yet. Hopefully they're around a little bit longer. That would include Framber Valdez. The Astros, over the next 4 days, will take on the Los Angeles Angels, a team that they just swept this past weekend in Anaheim. Tomorrow night, game 1 of the series, Yusei Kikuchi against Jose Suarez. Kikuchi was good in that start against the Angels the other day. Friday, who knows how that's going to go. Hey, maybe it'll be a birthday gift for me Friday. Justin Verlander will go out and not be terrible. I'll take it. He'll go Friday, 4-6, 520 up against Tyler Anderson. The Astros can get to him, but he's also been good. Saturday, Ronel Blanco against Reed Detmers. Reed Detmers, lick your chops for that one. That one's got Astros big win written all over it. And then Sunday, not the one that's got the same thing, Spencer Arrighetti against Griffin Canning to wrap up the final 4 games between the Astros and the Angels this regular season. Thank you guys for stopping by, watching the show tonight. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come on back. Join us tomorrow night after the Astros and the Angels right here on the Locked On Astros Postcast.